What are you doing here? I wasn't expecting anybody today.
Well, I'm just having some relationship problems. I don't know, I'm having a hard time dating black men as a black woman, and they're just too difficult to date. I've been getting let down left and right, and I just feel abandoned, so I'm just here to have a drink.
Oh, wow. That's a tough one. But I think I got something for you. It's going to be tough to swallow. But if you just bear with me, we can get through this. Like I said, it's going to be tough to swallow. So I have this analogy for you. Just imagine these lions on the Serengeti. There's a male lion, he has a lioness, and he has some cubs. And he's out, and they've been hunting this prairie the whole time. And for some odd reason, out of fatigue or out of fear or just plain greed, this lion turns on his own pride, his own cubs, and he slaughters and devours them. And then he turns on his lionesses and he kills them and devours them. Ultimately, killing and devouring himself.
I don't really know anything about that. I don't really get that. I don't get where you're going with that. So all I know is I've just been dating and it hasn't been working.
I totally understand. Love is love. You can date who you want. But before we get down to that, sit on down and get to know me a little bit. Let me read this story to you. The War on Women. Let's get real. A lot of us grew up hearing that men are natural leaders, that we're supposed to teach, guide, and protect, that it's built into us. But here's the question. What happens when leaders stop leading? What happens when we fall back and pretend it's not our problem? What happens when we trade accountability for convenience? Look around. The answer is right in front of us. We've got broken homes, broken trust, and a broken image of manhood that's being passed down generation after generation. And way too often, we put the blame for all of it on women, especially black women. The disrespect is deep. Let's not play dumb. Black women have been disrespected, used, and overlooked for centuries. By the system? Yes. But also by us. And while we've historically praised their strength and resilience, we've also profited from their pain through music, entertainment, and media. Laughed at their trauma while calling it culture. Reduced them to tropes: the baby mama, the gold digger, the strong black woman, the girls who's for the streets. Even when they rise, we still find a way to tear them down. And somehow we've convinced ourselves it's not our fault. But let's be clear. Men help create the very image of the modern woman we now criticize. As many of us benefit from that version of her emotionally, sexually, financially, without taking any responsibility for what she had to become. See, and this is how the double bind works. How she loses either way. We say we want a feminine, gentle woman, but when a woman shows strength, independence, or boundaries, we say she's too masculine, too difficult, or not wife material. We want a woman to submit, but only when it benefits us. We want a woman to hold us down, but don't want to match their energy. We praise loyalty, but give them nothing stable to be loyal to. She's too loud. She's too soft. She's too independent. She's too needy. It's always too something. And yet, this woman, the one we critique, is out here raising kids, running companies, chasing degrees, healing trauma, and still showing up for us every single day. So the question is she too much or are we just not enough? Let's talk about the real problem. The system, yeah, it's broken, but our culture is complicit too. Some of us have made an entire lifestyle off the degradation of women. Disrespect sells, misogyny gets streams, emotional detachment is labeled as alpha energy. Being unavailable and toxic is now a personality, and being a father is optional. The harsh truth, many of us have abandoned the role of king because we didn't want the responsibility that comes with wearing the crown. So, what now? Here's what leadership actually looks like: protect her, don't possess her, guide her, not gaslight her, build her, not break her down, uplift her name, especially when she's not in the room. Stop treating trauma like its personality and grow the hell up. We don't need more high value men. We need high accountability men. We don't need more talk about who's submissive and who's wife material. We need to become husband material, fathers, partners, leaders, protectors. And here's my final thoughts: it's not about hating men, it's all about calling men back to purpose. The crown isn't something you inherit because you are a man, it is something you earn with consistency, character, and commitment. So the real question is, are you man enough to lead without controlling? Are you man enough to heal what you broke? Are you man enough to be accountable even when it's uncomfortable? Because at the end of the day, Black women are not the problem. They've been carrying the weight, and it's time that we carried ours. See, I know you're thinking, what is this guy doing? But the truth of the matter is, men throughout history, throughout societies, all over the world have set the standard for cultures. And so I get it. The world has come against you and you feel beat down and you're tired. But the king is within you. And you are what's going to make the difference and leading us into the future. By the way you treat your women and your children. Because you, the king in you, only breeds future kings. So the choice is yours. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. And see, when we set the standard, I'll give you a visualization. A woman is a mirror. She only reflects back to you what you are. So if she's for the streets, then guess what? You're for the streets. If she's a businesswoman, guess what? You're a businessman. It's only a reflection of who we are as men. And so, if we're going to create a standard, you create a standard, then by all means, lead us to the right way, King. The end.